game against Nebraska and just how well he played overall, not just running but pass pro.
Yeah, I mean everybody saw his chip block, but he does a great job. I mean, he's physical. He had some short yardage runs in that game. I mean, one of them he got hit 1 yard behind the line of scrimmage, went for about 2, 3, and then the one everyone talks about that he got, and they just spotted it short. He's a strong runner downhill. He does a great job, and I mean that translates into pass protection. But him and Blake did a great job in pass pro in that game. They've been doing a great job all season.
Do you coach the hurdle?
No, I can't jump, so I actually do not coach the hurdle. I think it's I've never seen anybody land it, but normally they land it and they get hit, and so no, I usually don't coach that. But it was a great run. I can't believe he stayed on his feet.
Do you tell him not to do that?
No, if it works, you can do what you want to do. As long as it works. So.
What if it hadn't worked though?
It was a run over 5 yards, so he's okay. Get more than 5, it's hard to yell at him. Now, if they get less than 5 and they don't do what they're supposed to do, then I can coach them.
Well, speaking of stats, I mean, you just mentioned that. What do you look at when you look at? I mean, you pay a whole lot of attention to stats. You go by, when you're evaluating what your players have done. You go yard per carry, yards per carry. Like, what do you?
No, I mean, I don't look at it. You just watch it and you see, and I think yards after contact is huge. Falling forward all the time. That's kind of how that's how you want to know how they're running. If it's a huge hole, they should be able to get yards. But for example, Hassan that made that guy in the open field, miss. That's yards after contact, even though he didn't get touched, right? And Blake does the same thing in the open field a lot too, where he doesn't. The guy may not touch him, but he makes a move on him. So those are all yards after contact, and that's what great running backs do. They get the extra yards. If the lineman blocking for 5, they get 8, or they turn into 20 or 30. And so that's what you really look forward to. If the play's blocked for 4 and they get 4, everybody should do that at this level. So it's those guys that get those hidden yards, as we call them, that all instead of 2nd and 6, it's 2nd and 4. Falling forward for 2 yards. So that's what you want to see, and they're doing a great job of it.
How much of that is mental for them, just in determination, and how much of it is strength to maybe build the offseason?
I think it's both. I think it's want to. You have to want to do it. You have to not be scared of contact and know that you want to fall forward. But I think it comes down to number one, evaluating and bringing in good running backs, right, that can break tackles and can fall forward. I think that's huge in the evaluation process. And then number 2, it translates from the weight room. You have to be strong to do those things. You have to be, have good squat, good bench, all those kind of things that on contact you can fall forward.
What's your message to Donovan? Obviously, freshman, everybody wants to play. He's been pretty patient, it seems like.
Yeah, I mean, he's a great kid. He's happy. He's excited on the field. He gets in, we can get him in. But he's, like I told you guys last time, I don't know if I told you guys, but he's just a positive kid. And he knows, he knows his chance is coming. And he prepares every day. He's ready. He gets all the reps in practice. So I have 100% confidence in Donovan Edwards to put him in the game whenever we need to put him in the game. And obviously I just find spots to put him in the game. But Blake and Hassan are playing really well right now. And he understands that. We talk about all that stuff. So I think as long as you're upfront and honest with young men, they get it. They watch the same film we watch. Now, if Donovan wasn't playing and those guys were rushing for 10 yards a game, then he'd have a reason to be really mad. But they're having successful seasons, both of them.
How are his hands? It seems like
he has great hands.
Yeah.
He definitely has great hands. I mean, he can play receiver if he wanted to. Donovan's a talented kid.
Isaiah, you've been patient here. Go ahead.
Kind of in a general sense, the players they've talked about how they aren't looking ahead and how they're really locked in. And Jim said the same thing. But how do you stay focused on a game like this when you've got Michigan State coming forward, especially someone who's played in that game?
I mean, I think it's just easy. I mean, if you don't win this one, next one doesn't matter, right? And the next game is always the most important game. So you talk about it. You're working on them all week. You do everything. It's like we're doing game plan for Michigan State right now. So all they see is Northwestern. That's all we talk about is Northwestern. And I think they know it's one game at a time. And when you look ahead, that's when you get in trouble. So I think we have a group of guys that know what they have to do and know what they want to do. And next week we'll get here when it gets here. But like I said, if we don't win this weekend, next weekend doesn't matter.
Michael?
Mike, could you sort of describe kind of Sunday through Friday what Blake and Hassan have to do to keep their bodies fresh and regenerate them after games where they do take a lot of hits and carry the ball a lot?
Well, I think that the good thing is neither of them are getting 40 carries a game, right? And so one's normally in the 20 range, the other one's normally a little bit less than 20, depending on how many times they run the ball that week. But I think that Sunday is obviously a big recovery day for them. Same thing with Monday. We don't practice on Mondays. I mean, they walk through the guys that have played a lot of snaps in the game. Coach Harbaugh does a great job with that. And then on Tuesday, Wednesday, it's me maintaining the reps. How do you feel? And they're you know, Hassan's an older guy, Blake's a guy that takes care of his body better than anybody. So rep wise, you know, they get enough reps to be ready to play, but I'm not going to overdo it with them in practice.